Hello, guys. Good afternoon from here. How are you all doing? Welcome to my life. So, who is joining us today? Who is joining us today? Who is joining us today? Hello. I'm sure you see the question on your screen. That's what we are going to be discussing today. The legal implications of adultery under the Matrimonial Causes Act. What are the legal implications of adultery under the Matrimonial Causes Act? Hello, who is joining us today? Hello. What are the legal implications of adultery under the Matrimonial Causes Act? Who are those joining us for this discussion? Hello, who are those joining us for this discussion today? Hello. Hello. Who are those joining us? Who are those joining us today? Hello, everyone. What's happening? Hi, Amarachi. How you doing? Guys, what's happening today? Where is everyone? Where is everyone? We have an interesting topic. Also an interesting story too behind it. So let's just hop in so that we can talk about it. Hello, hello. Hello, where is everyone? Hello, hello. Hello, who is joining us? Who is joining us? Who is joining us today? Let's see you. You also tell us where you're joining us from. We're discussing an important topic today. We're discussing the legal implications of adultery in marriage. Hello. Hello. I see two people. Hello. Hello. Guys, what's happening now? What's happening today? Why are we not engaging? Okay, so I just wanted to discuss this latest trend with us, I hope in the course of my discussion that everyone will join back. So an artist, like an actress in Nigeria, a popular actress Peggy Uvure, excuse me, a popular actress Peggy Uvure came online through her social media account, her Instagram account, and she asked a rhetorical question as to um, how a how someone got married to a man who is cheating on her with another married woman, and the same married woman came for their wedding and kind of supported them for their wedding. And when the woman asked the man about his relationship with the other married woman, uh the husband said that they are best of friends, nothing extra. Unfortunately, recently she discovered that that her husband's best friend is actually sleeping with her husband and they are cheating on her. The other married woman is cheating on her husband, while this other one is, I mean, the husband is cheating on her, and she asked a rhetorical question: what will people do? And a lot of people were giving their suggestions. Some people were saying leave the marriage. Some people were saying don't stay in that toxic relationship. Some people were saying sue him. Some people were, everybody had their own opinion about the whole thing. But I would like to look at it from the legal perspective, from the legal perspective. What does the law say about adultery in marriage? What does the law say about adultery in marriage? Now, under our Matrimonial Causes Act, when a marriage has broken down irretrievably, one of the grounds could be that a party or one of the spouses is guilty of adultery. Okay? So, and when you raise that issue in court, you have to prove it. You have to bring evidence. Excuse me. You have to bring evidence, either documentary evidence or pictures, something, or even text messages, something that is evidential enough to convince the court that adultery has taken place, that your husband committed adultery and you could not take it again, and it led to the marriage breakdown. You have to bring substantial evidence to prove that your husband is guilty of adultery. Okay? And most times it's quite difficult to prove, or to, yes, to prove adultery. It's quite difficult. How do you prove it? You're not going to be following him to go see the woman. It's usually very difficult to prove adultery. That is why most times that ground for divorce fails. But under our Matrimonial Causes Act, raising adultery as a ground for divorce, yes, is a substantial ground that can compel the court to end the marriage. Adultery is a ground that can influence the court to end the marriage. Yes. I don't know what happens in other countries, to as to the defense of adultery in marriage. I don't know what happens in other countries, but in Nigeria, yes, in Nigeria, raising adultery as a reason or as a ground for dissolution of marriage is variable, and is possible, and is sufficient to move the court to dissolve the marriage. It's sufficient. Yes, it's sufficient to move the court to dissolve the marriage. So I don't know what happens in your country, if adultery can be a ground for dissolving the marriage. Let's know. Let's hear your opinion. We want to know. what happens in your country. And then, in your opinion now, with this story I've just given, what do you advise the woman to do? What do you advise her to do, in your opinion? I like to hear her responses. I don't know why people are coming and going. Is it that this live stream is not engaging enough, or you don't like it? Why are people coming and going? We are all my friends on this live. My friends that usually join. Where are all of you? So what's the position in your various jurisdictions, like in your various countries? What's the position? Is adultery a ground to dissolve the marriage? Under your matrimonial laws in your country, is adultery a ground to dissolve your marriage or dissolve any marriage? Is it a ground to say that the marriage has broken down irretrievably? Is adultery a ground? I'd like to hear your opinion. Is adultery a ground? What will you do if you find out that your spouse is cheating? What will you do? Will you file an action to say that the marriage should be dissolved? That you can no longer take it? What exactly will be your move? Let's talk now. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. I've not received any answer on this question. Not seen any answer. Is adultery a ground for dissolution of marriage in your country? Is adultery a ground? It's so sad that this particular story is happening between two married people, not even one single person and one married person. It's happening between two married people. It's quite sad. So what's the position of the law in your jurisdiction concerning adultery? like to hear our contribution. So what's happening? What's happening? Hmm? What is happening? Guys, what's happening? Should we end the live stream? I'm not getting any feedback from anybody. Should we end the live stream? What's happening, guys? Should we end the live stream? Should we end the live stream? What's your position? Okay, Amarachi, I've seen your feedback. Nice. Okay, you said you leave the marriage, right? And sue for divorce. Okay. So how will you prove adultery now? When you sue for divorce, how will you prove adultery? So how will you prove adultery? So Amarachi has given her own or his own contribution that he will, on that ground of adultery, sue for divorce. So, but my point is now, how do you prove adultery? See, these are the issues. It's just like one trying to prove rape. Yes, it's possible to prove rape from medical results, from circumstantial evidence and all, but there are still certain elements that are a bit difficult to prove. How do you prove that that spouse is actually cheating? That there is presence of adultery. You need credible and substantial evidence to convince the court, because proving in court summarily is just to convince the judge to give judgment in your favor. So you need to prove. So these are the issues when raising the issue of adultery. These are the issues. When claiming adultery in matrimonial proceedings, one needs to prove substantially that that spouse is actually guilty. And in most cases, it's quite difficult. From experience, certain instances, it's quite difficult. I mean, would you follow them to the place? Would you follow them for their hangouts? The fact that both of them are sitting down together and talking is not enough ground for adultery. There must be evidence, that they were either caught in bed together, or you found them getting married, or there must be substantial evidence to say these people were committing adultery. So it's that point where you prove to the court now that is quite dicey, because you must convince the court now to give judgment in your favor. So these are the issues with raising the defense of adultery. Raising the issue of adultery, claiming adultery. Amachi, thanks a lot for your feedback. I appreciate you. So, guys, Guys, who else has something to say before I end this live stream? Your support these days is not encouraging. Maybe we'll come back with this topic later. All right then, have a good day. Stay out of trouble and be good. Probably later today, I'll come back to check. Otherwise, I have to leave this live stream for now. I see people coming and going, not encouraging at all. So sad. All right then, take care. Bye.